I've got the Crisania Neri Pat Art palette that I'm going to play with today. I've really been getting into Pat Art gels this year and was dying for this one. I was lucky enough to get it for my birthday. So let's open it up, check it out, and give it a swatch. We'll see what it's all about. So I do have to say the branding for Crisania Neri is so adorable. She just does such cute things. This box has a little shaker box on it. It's so adorable. And you just pop it open and look at that. There's 24 different colors in here. That is pretty cool. So we've got in here a sticker with instructions. I guess we can put this on the packaging somewhere. For the ombre effect, do not wipe the nail as this may disturb the gradient and reduce its intensity. Instead, apply top coat immediately to protect and seal the design. Always keep the palette closed when not in use to prevent accidental curing. And a quick tip, if using for painting, mix your gel with just a tiny drop of top coat. Helps the gel glide effortlessly while staying super pigmented. And then I do notice that it comes with these two little sticker sheets. And that is because you want to stick these down so that they're not floating around. And so you put the one sticker here, the one sticker there, and then your little colors can go into the palette and stay stuck in place. So let's organize that first up. Now, as much as I've been into pat gels and gradient gels and that this year, one of my true motivations for this particular palette is because I'd heard that it does well for stamping. And I'm a super avid stamper and was super excited about the idea of having an entire color set to be able to mix all my own stamping colors and be able to use stamping gels for it. So that was kind of my most notable motivation behind getting this one here. So now that I've managed to get my stickers lifted up, the directions are to take the package seals off of your little boxes and to place them in to your palette onto the sticker pad and just go along with all of your colors and lay them out like so. Now I'm really going to struggle because the numbers on the little boxes don't go in very color chronological order. So for me, I kind of need things to be in certain orders and this is going to be tricky. So I wasn't quite sure how I was going to lay this out because I do like to do swatches of all my colors so I can see them without going into my packages. So I was kind of like on the fence about whether to go by the numbers on the little boxes or to whether to set up my own system because I like things color coordinated and having like greens in 3 different spots and yellows and no, they have to be all lined up together. So what I did notice too is that when I open them, like this one I thought was going to be like a nude sand color, but I get it open and it's more of like a rosier kind of color. So I was like, not sure, how am I going to lay these out? What's going to happen here? And then I went and looked over some of the other palettes that are available, like the winter one and then the new painting gels, and realized that the numbers are all just kind of random. Like she just numbers them 1 through 24 every time. So I don't feel the need to keep the numbers coordinated with what's on the boxes. So instead, I am going to go in and arrange them by color for myself and number them 1 through 24. So I know which color I'm looking at on my swatch sticks. And hopefully that's going to work right for me. So just a note to manufacturers of these types of things, us neurodivergent folks, some of us are going to really struggle if the colors are all out of whack and not lined up kind of in a similar color scheme. Doesn't have to be necessarily perfect rainbow order, but for me, I like all my colors kind of grouped together when I put them into a palette. And then the numbers matching that would be ideal. So I decided to lay it out in my own color scheme, and I'm just going to go in and go 1 through 24, like so that I can kind of see what the colors look like. So it'll help me to decide if these are what I'm going to grab when I'm doing stamping or ombre or anything else. So they do lay down really nice. And that gradient is super easy and gentle. I'm going to go in with a second layer for all of them, just kind of at the tip so that I can see how it builds up. This color here, I thought it was going to be a white, but it's kind of an off-white. So it would have been nice to see like a really pure white in the collection to be able to mix up colors and kind of tone them down a bit. So a pure white would have been ideal to me, but that's okay. This would probably work as well to change up and pastel some of the colors. That's a really nice, vivid black. Yeah, it does a super vivid black. I like that. I don't have anything with good black coverage yet, so that's a bonus for me. And here's the whole collection swatched out. I've done all of them with gloss and a little strip of matte just so that I can have a look if I'm using it for something, to be able to see a little better what it might end up looking like when it's matted out. That's something I always like to do when I'm swatching. And most of these colors are just absolutely gorgeous. I'm really, really happy with them. The one thing that I was noticing that was just a little bit of a disappointment, and I see this with a lot of brands, is that I can't wrap my head around, and maybe there's a logistics things here, but why we don't do a set of primary colors. So in here, like we've got a yellow and a red that are really nice primary, but we have no blue. Like this is not a primary blue. None of these are even close to a primary blue. And we don't have like a typical green. We have, you know, this one's more of an olive, this one's like a neon, this one's a pastel, as opposed to a more typical green. So, you know, the green's not the end of the world, but the blue is really disappointing to me because it's harder if you don't have a primary color set to be able to work with to, you know, mix and make your own colors up. And so, yeah, that's a bit of a bummer without that primary blue. And I was kind of under the assumption that this did have red, blue, and yellow so that I could kind of work with it to create my own colors for perfect stamping match. So that's okay though. I'll find a way around it. The other part was that the purples, there wasn't a, you know, nice, vibrant purple. That would have been kind of nice. Either way, it was a lovely set. All in all, I am quite happy with this color selection and how the product applied. I'm really looking forward to using them. I have a project that I'm working on next that these are going to come in really handy for, which is why I decided I had to do my swatching right off the bat. And that project should be coming up next. So I'm excited to try it out and see if my idea works really well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And if you're interested in Pat Pat and the ombre gradient style gels, I'll be showing a lot more of them because I got a lot of stuff coming up for them. They've been really exciting for me. Thanks for coming out to watch. I know this one's just a simple swatching video, but I'm trying to kind of get caught up a little on a bunch of collections that I have. And if you enjoyed this one, I've got lots of other Pat Pat gels and ombre gels in my video collection. And there's going to be lots more coming up because I have a lot more to get swatched and put out and play with. So if you're interested in picking these up, I will be sure to put the link down in the description below. Sweetie Nail Supply does carry them and stock them. They just always sell out so quickly because they are so popular. I had to wait, I think 3 restocks before I managed to snag them in time because yeah, they just fly out the door. This is a really cool collection, a really fun palette to play with, and it covers so many colors to have all at once. It's been a pleasure, guys, and as always, of course, until next time, don't forget to love your nails. Bye!